All right, guys. In today's video, we're going to talk about the power of leveraging credit. You hear me talk a lot about the power of leveraging, the power of leverage as a general rule, the power of leveraging other people's time, the power of leveraging other people's money, the power of leveraging other people's experience. So the power of leveraging credit specifically is because it is foundationally, it's the quickest path, most efficient path to get to build wealth, to get ahead in life if used properly, if you're not over leveraged. So, um, we're going to talk about being in position, right? Being in position to leverage, in position to leverage, right? What does that mean? You have to be in position as far as your credit. If you have great credit, you will never be broke. If you have great credit, you can borrow other people's money. You can leverage other people's money to buy assets, to buy good income, to buy good debt, to get ahead in life. So you need to be in position. And what does that mean? You need to have great credit. You hear this a lot. You're gonna hear this being repeated a lot. You need to have great credit. All right. So that is the foundation of all this. Okay. You need to have great credit. Second thing you need to do is you need to know how to leverage that credit. Okay. Now there's different avenues how to leverage credit. Okay. You need to know how to leverage it. And the way you properly leverage it, guys, before I continue though, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. That way you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, smash that like button. Smash that like button. Let me make this smaller. All right. So, how to properly leverage it. So, it all comes down to things that produce income. Doesn't necessarily matter what that vehicle is. People use real estate, people use e-commerce, people use digital media, people use other avenues where they invest stocks, whatever the case is, right? It doesn't necessarily matter which vehicle, as long as when you borrow someone's money, when you leverage other people's money, that whatever you're investing into can service that debt. Because when you borrow money, it's still debt, right? But you're using good debt to buy good income. Let me say that again. You're using good debt to buy good income. You're using debt to buy income. You're using debt to invest into something that produces cash flow. That way you can service the debt. You have to pay that lender back. You have to pay that bank back because it's not something that you can get away with not paying. You have to pay your lenders back. That way you can continue to borrow money from them over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. So let's just use, for example, the most common ones that people use are real estate. A trending one is e-commerce, right? And the reason these are really good foundationally, because real estate usually over time appreciates, right? And it produces cash flow and it has tax benefits. Okay. Let me say that again. It produces cash flow, has tax benefits, and appreciates over time, and it cash flows. Ecom, um, great cash flow, easy to scale, and can eventually be sold off, just like real estate can be sold off. You don't get the tax benefits. It's a little bit more risky, or real estate is risky too. But generally, it has great cash flow. You can scale, right? And you can sell off. You can sell off eventually if you have like a brand or something like that. So you want to invest in the things that produce good income, because when you borrow money, you have to pay that back. So the benefit of using other people's money is that you're not coming out of pocket with your own money. I could be broke. I could be broke. I could be without a job. As long as I have good credit, as long as I have good credit, I can borrow money from the bank and then have that money make me money. Let me say that again. I can have that money, borrow that money to make me money, even if I'm broke. So that's why it's important to really focus on the foundation, which is great credit, because if you're broke, you lose a job, you're in tough times. You know what? Let me just borrow 50,000. Let me see if I can flip that to 100. Turn that 100 into 300, 400, right? So that way you can get back on your feet. You can leverage other people's money to create income. So what you can generally do with real estate is you can use the funds for down payments. Okay, down payments, rehab costs, the whole rehab, right? Purchase, you can use purchases. Okay. Um, and you can continue that cycle. So you can buy. So if you buy a house, leveraging the credit, leveraging lines of credit. Let me tell you the differences, right? So lines of credit, as a general rule, is just a revolving line of credit. Okay, but in the business funding world, there's two different types. There's business credit cards. You can use that for down payments, rehab purchases, and they're business lines of credit. The key difference is a business credit card is something you have to swipe. A business line of credit, it cash in a bank. Let me say that again. A business credit card you can use for down payments, rehabs, purchases. You can actually buy a house with a credit card. You can actually put a down payment for the credit card. You can actually pay for the rehab with a credit card, but you have to swipe it. A business line of credit is cash in a bank. If you borrow 50,000, you don't have to swipe because you get 50,000 deposited into your bank account, cash. You can take that money out. You go to the bank, take that money out, and get cash. And it's a revolving line of credit. And it's a lower interest rate than a business credit card, typically, unless you're using 0% interest, using that 0% interest offer for that business credit card, right? So those are the key differences. They essentially work the same, but the difference is a BLOC has more leverage than a business credit card because a BLOC is cash in the bank. I don't have to get creative to take the money off the card. I don't have to get creative to, swipe to buy this property. I just have cash in the bank, right? But most things can be paid with a credit card. Okay. So that is the key differences between a BLOC and a business credit card. Um, so those are the two commonly used lines of credit when investing into real estate: business credit card and a business line of credit, which we call a BLOC. And with e-commerce, business credit card suffice. The good thing about that, that limit can grow over time. If you're using it, paying it off, grows over time. You get the benefits of points. Okay. Um, that as you grow in scale, you can grow that limit higher than what it is. Let me know in the comments if this is your first time here. Welcome to my channel where we talk about leveraging credit to create cash flow. We talk about business. We talk about finance. Another thing that you can use to leverage credit is for buying businesses. This is another industry, another vehicle that you can use leveraging your credit. Why? Because you can buy a $5 million business with only 10% down. You have to have good credit, right? Using the SBA loan, you have to have good credit. You have to have a down payment that's 10%. You can use that 10%. You can borrow money to use that to get to that 10%. But you can buy a cash flowing business, $5 million, put $500,000 down. A $5 million business is cash flowing like crazy. Okay, but an SBA loan, you can use what's called an SBA loan. Put 10% down, 10-year term, and you have monthly payments. Obviously, you got to pay that back, but you can use the cash flow from that business to pay back, service that debt that you have, right? So that's another thing that you can do. You can leverage credit to buy a business that's already cash flowing, 1 to 5 million. You can use it for real estate. You can use it for e-commerce. Let me know in the comments what you're leveraging your credit for and the power of leveraging your credit. Let me know in the comments what businesses you guys have, and I can welcome you to the family. Don't forget to join my free group. Link in the description. That's my time. My name's Toby Rosario. Peace.